You're listening to Dairy Voice by Dairy Business News, a podcast exclusively for the dairy industry.
One of our sponsors of the Dairy Voice podcast is National DHIA. NDHIA ensures information accuracy and represents their members' interests. They are the direct voice for the dairy information industry. To find out more, go to dhia.org.
This episode is brought to you by DRMS, a trusted provider of dairy information and decision tools. As a nonprofit with deep ties to NC State and Iowa State universities, we've spent over 65 years serving the dairy industry, delivering research-backed software, standardized data, and exceptional customer support. Our dedicated team works alongside producers and consultants to ensure they get the training, tools, and insights they need. We turn complex herd data into clear, actionable insights that help producers and consultants make informed decisions every day through solutions built in collaboration with the dairy industry. Learn more at drms.org.
Hello, and welcome to our latest edition of the Showbox Sires series, where we sit around and visit with important people in our industry as if we're sitting on the showbox having a chat. It's great to be part of the Dairy Business platform and to have our listeners from around the world catching up with us with people that we think we bring to you that will give you some great entertainment, but also great information and how you can help yourself become better at what you're doing. Today's guest is a dear friend of ours at Showbox Sires. We've worked together for the past 20 years on and off, and she is one of the most recognizable people in the business. So for us to have her on this podcast and a partnership we're working with Holstein International, we had Jan Birma on a few months ago, and that was very well received. And today our guest is Meino Annema from Holstein International. And Meino, it is so good to have you. Welcome.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you for this really nice introduction. It's too much honor for me, to be honest. Thanks for having me.
Well, great. It's fun to have people with diverse backgrounds and diverse roles in this industry, Meino. And as I said, the Holstein International team is known around the globe as very critical ingredients in what we do in our business. So people know you, but I want people to know you better. So let's start with telling us a little bit of your history. Where did you come from, and what is your history in our business?
Now, I come from a small village in the northern part of the Netherlands, in Friesland. It's the same village I think people know Adolf Langhout. I live 200 meters away from him. So that's where I come from. I grew up at a dairy farm. My parents had a farm. My brother took over. He's still milking cows, around 120. So that's, I like that, of course. And then I had to make a choice when I was young, and I decided that I would like to have my own hotel or restaurant. So I went to the hotel school. And after finishing it, I thought, I don't think this is the industry I like. So I looked around a little bit, and then I saw a job offer at Holstein International. It was already 23 years ago. And I decided to apply for the job. And now I'm already, in the 1st of November, I'm there 23 years, and I really like it. So I think that's my best choice ever.
With over 85 projects, California Bioenergy is without a doubt one of the leading developers of anaerobic digesters for dairy farms in the United States. Since 2006, CalBio has been forming successful partnerships with dairy farmers to create digesters that are built to last. Our CalBio team has the expertise to help lead you through the entire development process. From project design and engineering to credit generation and the day-to-day operations. With subsidiaries in the Northwest, Midwest, and Southwest, CalBio is ready to partner with dairy farmers across the country. Learn more at calbioenergy.com.
Well, that's a great story. Sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for, and none of us know, as we're young people, where we're going to go with our careers. And isn't that exciting? But I would say your training in the hospitality industry serves you well in your current role. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree, because I've learned at the hotel school how to communicate with people, how they're feeling comfortable, deliver them service. That's really important over there. And I can use it in my current role because at Holstein International, we like to deliver service to the customers, to the advertisers, to everybody to feel them comfortable.
That's great. And we'll talk a little more about your company here soon. I want to make sure our listeners understand how excited I am to know you come from Adolphstown, because now 50% of the people we know from that town are successful. And I'm sure Adolph will listen to this. So I throw that interjection in just for him, but it makes the town at least 50-50. Glad to hear that. Our listeners have been listening to you for 3 minutes and they know your energy and passion already. What's the favorite part of your job?
Oh, that's easy. I like to have contact with people from all over the world. We're an international company, so we're based in the Netherlands, but our customers are from Canada, North America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand. And everybody, they are different. We all talk the Holstein language, of course, but everybody does it on his own way. And I like to talk with the people. And when I talk with people, it's not just about cows, it's about all the other things around. And that makes it for me really special and also the nice part of my job.
So let's get into that a little more. Tell us a little more about your role at Holstein International now.
Yeah, as I told you before, I'm the 23 years and I started as a salesperson. I'm still doing that part, and I love to do that. But it's not the hard sales we are doing. We are more relation managers. I have a group of customers who are really they are a long time there already, and I built a really good relationship with them. I do a lot of marketing campaigns for them. I'm part of it, like with Showbox, designing nice campaigns, and that's one of the points I really like. So make a good campaign that people recognize you. That's one of the things I'm doing. But what I'm also doing, and people don't think about it, but Holstein International is available in 5 languages, and I'm doing the coordination of the translators. We are working with a group, I think, of 12 people who are doing the translations for the magazine. And they're doing a fantastic job. But someone has to be in between, and I'm that person. And what I'm doing more, going to events like the World Dairy Expo, be on the booth, try to get new subscriptions. So it's a small company, but with big opportunities for the people who work there.
And so how many languages do you speak?
Dutch is my original language, of course. Now, I'm from Friesland. They say it's also a language. That's my second one. English, but with an accent. So sorry to the people who has to listen to this podcast. German, and I speak a little bit Danish. So, yeah.
I think it's important. I didn't approve this, but tell us about Robert just a little bit, because he's an important part of your life. We can do that now since you talked about your other languages.
Oh, yeah. My partner Robert, he works in the industry as well, and he lives in Denmark. So I live part-time in Denmark and part-time in the Netherlands, and that works fantastic.
Robert's very lucky. We hope to get Robert back to World Dairy Expo next year and spend some time with him as well. I think you brought up something very important. Young people that I talk to about sales all the time, I think, are intimidated by sales. You brought up an important point, and it's relationship management, isn't it? And just go a little deeper into that, Meino, because it's so powerful for our listeners. You're not just selling, you are helping build. And tell us, you've got a great vision with that. Tell us a little more about it.
Yes, it's always you can always go for the easy way. So do fast business, get your money, and that's it. I think, and at Holstein International, we have the feeling that people should be comfortable. You should help them. They're spending money at your place or wherever they're spending money. You have to treat them with respect. You have to make each other better, and you need a good feeling when you're doing business together. And people are buying from people. So when you have a good relationship, they're always coming back to you.
I think very powerful advice for any of us that are in sales. I think sometimes we lose that focus, Mino, and we want to get the product, the ad sold or the cow sold or the embryo sold, but it's more about the relationship and helping the people develop their program. And I think too many times in sales, I don't care what you're selling because we're all selling something. Maybe you're selling genetics, maybe you're selling advertisement, maybe you're selling milk or cheese or butter. We all have to think about that, don't we?
Yes, I think so. It's also when you're doing your daily grocery, when you're at the supermarket, at the locals, when they see you and they say, "Hi, Tim, how are you? Oh, and I have a special cheese for you. Could it be something for you?" Then you feel very welcome in the store because you've been recognized. But if you've been there on a daily basis and they always say, "Hello, $20, okay, bye," then you think I go somewhere else because
I'll go to a vending machine, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because I can get the same
No,
thing.
but if you see people like in our business, you have a lot of contacts with people all over the world. You don't see them all the time face to face, but if you see them face to face, it's so important to have how are you doing? Are you looking well? And that you had a good trip and etc. Show your interest and be friendly. That's the most important thing. It costs nothing more to be friendly.
That's right. It's no harder to smile, right? They talk about how many muscles it takes to smile versus how many muscles it takes to frown. And Mino, if they could see your face on this podcast right now, they'd understand you got that figured out. You don't have a 23-year career in this industry and be as successful as you without having some mentors and some teachers. Who along the way has made Mino who she is today?
Yeah, I think it also has to do where you come from. I grew up at a dairy farm, as I told before. So I know you have to work hard and you can learn from everybody around you. And I don't have specific names for teachers or mentors. But I think when you have your ears and eyes open all the time, you can learn from so many people from all over the world. Also, things you never want to do, you learn that as well. So I think when you're curious, you learn every day from everybody.
I will tell you, sometimes your mentors are right around you because you're always learning from them, and you certainly are a mentor of mine because I learn from you every time we talk, and I think it's important. I think it's important to do that. So let's switch back to Holstein International, a great partner of Showbox Sires. Our relationship in the past year, Mino, has been very masterful in the development of our company. We've admired your magazine for many years. Mike and I and Sharon and Julie often say one of the most revealing points to us when we decided to join in a partnership with you, meaning Holstein International, we've both all done quite a bit of international travel the past couple of years to start our company. And it doesn't seem like we go to a farm that either on the desk or on the kitchen table or in the bathroom is a copy of Holstein International. Tell us about your magazine, your publication, and you started to go there with all your languages. Tell us a little about your mission, a little about what you do at Holstein International.
Yes, we started 30 years ago. It was in a small room at an old farm, and the founders of Holstein International, they did some international work, and they had a feeling like this is such a global industry, but it has to be clear that people are having different languages. So if we publish something, it should be in different languages, like the articles, the advertisement, then you get the message clear for people. That's how it started. I think it was a good start. Yeah, and nowadays, where is Holstein International? Yeah, I can say we are the #1 Holstein magazine around the world. I think that's clear. There is no one else who is doing this. Yeah, I think it's also good to mention that. Like we are doing research on the authentic way. We do. We have trustful information. Sorry, slip of the tongue. Our editors, they do traditional research that is contacting the farmers, the AI companies, breeders to get information from the field. And it's 2025, but for us, absolutely not AI generated content. For us, that's really important, and that's why we are the #1 magazine, because people can rely on us. It's the information it's in, it's good information, it's the right information, and yeah, it's a trusted publication, and for us that's really important.
And we in the industry admire the accuracy and the nature in which you and your editors report information, because talking to Jan Birma a bit ago, it's a critical piece of what you guys do is trying to present accurate and unbiased information. And one article can be on a show cow, and one article can be on genomic traits, but you have a wide variety. How do you pick what areas that you guys focus on with your magazine?
Yes, we have our chief editor Bert, of course, and together with the editors, they're making a schedule where they would, what they will write about, and it should always there's always a mix between the articles we have, because we recently had a reader survey. This might be nice to mention, and we had a lot of answers, and it goes from more about shows till please no shows anymore. Please write more about genomics. Please write only about daughter-proven sires. So we have to serve the world, and we have to make a nice mix. And we try to do that. We have a really experienced editorial team. Because we have a lot of contact with people in the field, we hear a lot of things, what's going on. And based on that, we are making the magazines every month. And it's always a mix, like cows, the cow family, bull information, but also really popular, the history articles. It's always nice to, there should be a variety, there should be, and people really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think one of the real strengths of your publication is the variety, and
Yeah.
you can go from history to the modern new technology articles, and I think your editors do a fantastic job of that, and I think it's really fun. So back to a little bit more on your role. I think our listeners appreciate tricks and information on marketing. We all need to be better marketers, and we've talked about that in your approach to sales. But tell me a little bit of your vision for marketing. You started to with how you sell. Tell us more about marketing for our listeners, so maybe it can help them develop a campaign.
Yes, now that we can make it as difficult as we want, but I like to keep it simple and stupid. The first thing is you have to make a strong brand identity, and you can learn a lot from other companies, like whoever is advertising. Have a good logo, choose the colors you use in your advertisement, choose the fonts you would like to use, and have a clear message. That's the only thing you have to do. So it is really simple, but because it's so simple, it's so difficult.
Well, I'm laughing as you say this, Meino, because for our listeners, you yell at me monthly about this.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with your approach. But seriously, when we look at a pair of sneakers and we see the Nike Swish, do we wonder who made that sneaker? No, we know. And I think what you're saying about branding is so critical, because people need to know who you are and what you do. And I'm a big guy on branding as well. I think it's can be so simple. What other tricks? So after you get your brand and your image, then what do you do?
Yeah, you have to repeat it all the time. People have to recognize you. They have to trust you. When people see more and more your name, your logo, etc., then they feel familiar with it, and then from then on you start with your sales as a company. Stick to the plan. No side steps. Just stick to the plan. No strange things, but people have to recognize you, and then they got the feeling that you're a reliable partner. So that's the same with Showbox. You have almost all the time the same advertisement. And it's always on the same spot. So people see the magazine, they open, there is Showbox. This is the message, this is how it looks like, and these are the people behind Showbox.
And I'm getting so much better after being trained by you, Meino. We're in 2025. We're going to get it right every single time.
2026, I guess we are almost done with
Oh yeah,
2025.
sorry. All right, we're not going to get it right in 2025. I'm sorry. So, other things that you think our listeners can glean about a marketing program that you would give them a couple more points?
Yeah, I think you should really make a budget for it. We hear now from time to time, yeah, we have no budget for it. It's too expensive. But if you believe in your own product, you have to promote it. You have to do the advertising. So there's nobody else who does it for you. So it's an investment for later. But it's really important to make a good budget for it and have a good partner who's helping you with it. But and a good partner is not the partner who says, yes, you're doing a fantastic job, but the partner is saying, it's good, but it can be better. And that should always be the goal.
Well, and I think if people watch Holstein International and people's advertising campaigns, it clearly that is the way you direct people. And I am speaking from experience now for Showbox Sires. It works. I mean, that your approach is very simple, but it's very tried and tested and true, that we go there. If breeders, kind of on the same topic, if breeders want to advertise their products or their farm, whether it's genetics or just their farm in general, I'm sure that you're there to help those people. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. But it's also, you can only help people when they want to be helped. That's important to have that in mind. And at the end, it's like the buyer is making the rules, what he wants to put in the advertisement. That's also, for me, that's clear. We always have the goal to reach the best results. Then there we can help with and give suggestions. But yeah.
That's right. They have to see it and feel what's going on. And you went there a little bit before, but talk to our listeners one more time about what people do wrong. I think sometimes we love to talk about what's right, but talk about what we all do as advertisers and people marketing that we do wrong. You've alluded to a couple, but I think there's a couple more as well.
Yeah, I have some. First of all is too much text. I can imagine when you're so enthusiastic about your cow or about your farm, you want to mention everything and as much as possible. But if we're struggling to put the text in English it will not fit in French because it's so much longer. People cannot read it. It's a big mess. So not too much text, just a clear message. What's also a thing, poor photos. And I don't say that people only can use side shots because not all farmers have side shots of the cows. But if you take a picture of a cow in the barn, be aware of the light. Dark photos don't work. It's also nice to have an entire cow on the picture. So not an ear missing or part of the hoof or whatever. It should be a good picture. When possible, should the cow be clean? It sells better. Unclear message in the advertisement, it's something as well, because you're so enthusiastic. You tell something about the cow family. You will tell something about that there's a son in AI, and there is going another son to AI, and you have an open day, and you have a quarter page, and you want to have 3 pictures. People have no idea where they're looking at. And that doesn't work at all. Missing or incomplete contact details. When people are interested in your product, they have to find the information how to contact you. It shouldn't be a puzzle, but it should be clear. Where can I buy the product? I have another one, and that's no follow-up. When you have an advertisement, you can get reactions from people. That's the goal you have, but sometimes people are calling you at the moment that you're harvesting, you're at the show, you're on holidays, and you see the message and you're doing nothing with it. That's the worst thing you can do because people are showing interest in your product and you're never responding. And yeah, we talked about it earlier. Then your good feeling is gone and you will never contact again for embryos or whatever. So that's important. Unrealistic expectations. That's also a thing that people, it's a mistake. Because we told it before, advertising, it needs some time. People have to trust you. People have to see you more times. So yeah, how we say, one ad won't make your phone ring off the hook overnight. So keep that in mind. It's not like you're the only one, but people have to trust you first. So that I think that are the mistakes. And I think also the other way, like when you're seeing a new brand, and would you immediately contact a company like, hey, I've seen something? No, you have to see it more often because you want to see the logo, you want to hear something. And companies like Select Sires, Showbox, John Deere, Lely, they are all advertising, and they are not advertising because it doesn't work. Advertising works, and that's clear. And you have to keep that in mind.
We're going to have to break this piece out. We'll have to talk to Dave Parker about breaking this out and just having an advertising seminar with you, Meino, because it's such good information. It truly is. And I joke with you about you talking to me about this, and it's an evolution. But I think it's awfully easy to jump off the ship, right? I put in 3 ads and my phone doesn't ring and I give up. And I think we all do that too much. I think you brought it up before. A couple of the main points I brought up is budget and consistency, and also being patient and understanding that it's a long-term message. Nike didn't become Nike in their first ad. I just wanted to reiterate a few of those points for our listeners because it's so critical. So you've had many success stories. I think Showbox is one of them, I'd like to think. But tell us a couple advertising campaigns that you're most proud of. And I know that's difficult because every advertiser is important. Maybe a couple that have really stuck out to you in your past 23 years.
Yes, we have. I don't want to call them by name, but we have a really good group of AI companies. They are advertising from the beginning of Holstein International until now, and they are really worthwhil to us. And that shows also that it works to advertise in Holstein International, because otherwise they stopped already. And they are, for us, they are fantastic partners. But I wrote some farmers down. Siemers Holsteins. We've talked with Jordan during the World Dairy Expo, and he told us you gave Siemers a brand identity, and that's something that makes me smile. We are proud on that, and it's a great cooperation with them. But Bons Holsteins from the Netherlands, they are really in the show scene. We started with them from scratch, so we did their first advertisement. They started with advertisement with stars, but I was not so happy with it. So we found something else, and they are really good in branding. Like, they keep all the time the same colors, the same quality of pictures, the same fonts. They really know how it works right now. Stanton's, they are doing a great job. When you see the black advertisement with the green letters, always the same fantastic job. And I think they got an international face through Holstein International. And Coupon, it's also a Dutch company, but they do a lot. They are on the worldwide stage, and what they are doing with their ads, I love it. We are making crazy ads with them. We shoot a cow to the moon, and we made a bull in a museum. We did something with traffic lights and stop for red, and that's their power, their strength, and we help them with it to do crazy things, but with a clear message in. So that are some names.
I think our listeners will go look up their ads and watch their campaigns, and they'll see exactly what you're saying. Really, for an old guy like me, we have to be thinking about the future of advertising. Meino, it's changed so much. You're 2.5 decades into your career. I'm nearly 4 decades into mine. Talk about what's coming. What do our listeners need to think about for what is the next phase?
That's a good one, because it's 2025, almost 2026. A lot of things are digital, but at Holstein International, we still have our focus on printed advertising, and that has a reason. And because of our recent reader survey, I know that over 80% likes to read a printed magazine, and they want to keep a printed magazine. Because everything what's printed, it stays there. Your advertisement, it's now on page 6. When I open it half an hour later, it's still there. When you see something on social media, 10 minutes later, it's a challenge to find it. So yeah, we keep to the print definitely. And it's also nice to know that, like for Holstein International, and I think it's for other magazines as well, but Holstein International, people read it over 5 times, the printed copy, because the articles are in, they can look back. And for you, it's nice to know, but also for other people who are listening, it's that almost 50% is using the information or the advertisements as decision making for the herd they have or the products or whatever. So yeah, we keep on doing that, and of course there is online, and we do that as well. But for our the main thing is print, and I think we have to keep in mind as well that. Farmers, they spend so much time on their telephone. They've been ringed so many times a day. The management, it's on their cell phone. So they're a lot of times on their cell phones. And they want to relax when they're in the house. So on the kitchen table, on the sofa, or somewhere we cannot mention, they are reading Holstein International. Print, it's so important. And other people might say it's not important, but for us, it's important.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I still think it does have a place. And certainly we're all in a right now society, but I do think there's something to be said for a magazine that you can pick up today and you can pick it up tomorrow and you can pick it up a month from today or 5 years. You know, my collection of Holstein Internationals, I look up articles that you wrote 10 years ago about a farm and a cow family when I do my research for reading pedigrees or making a sire directory. So you are the historians of our business, and that's a big role. Do you think about that at all, that you guys are the historians?
Totally not.
Yeah.
Totally not. No. Yeah, this is a fantastic compliment. We love to hear that, and we know that a lot of people they keep the magazine after reading it, because we have last year we had because with the 30 years anniversary. We've asked people to take a picture with their oldest Holstein International. And I got a phone call that was really funny from a guy, and he said, yeah, we moved recently 2 months ago, and my wife told me that I could not take all the old Holstein Internationals with me, and now I see this question, so I'm really upset, but I'm a reader from the first copy. Sorry. I can't change anything about that, but I just want to tell you, we love that. Thank you very much. But that's all the nice things.
That's a great story. Well, I think your advice and your enthusiasm certainly is appropriate. That's what we wanted to get out of this. Meino, you have done a lot for a lot of breeders in your 23-year career. I don't see it slowing down. So I want our readers now, when they see you walking around at Cremona or at the Royal or at Madison, I'm going to ask you some fun questions now. You've been very serious so far with all your information. Let's ask you a few fun questions, okay?
Yes.
This may catch you off guard, so be prepared. When we see you, are you going to prefer a glass of wine or a nice cold beer?
Is a bottle of water is fine as well, because I'm so enthusiastic and I have so much energy for myself. So I prefer water.
That was not the answer I was looking for. Actually, being Dutch, I thought you'd say both, a beer and a wine.
Yeah, when it's for free, both, of course, but I still prefer water.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, that's easy. I like Italian food and I like Greek food. I love it.
Great. So we know when we're taking you to dinner, go to an Italian or Greek restaurant. What do you do? I know cows are your passion and cows are your life, but I know you do a lot of other fun things in your life. What are your other passions? Because the one thing, anybody that knows you, anything you do has got passion. What are your other passions?
Yeah, I really like to spend time with my family and friends. We have a fantastic group of friends, and we do nice things. But I like also running from time to time, not really a long time, but I like running. I like walking. I like cooking, but also a thing, and it's related to cows. Sometimes I'm asked from local shows that like a kind of fair, and they're looking for a speaker in the ring. and they are asking me, and I love to do that. It's all the time when they're inviting me, I think, oh, that's nice to do, because you see the young children for the first time in the ring with their heifer, and you ask them some questions. You got really fantastic answers from them, and yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, it's still in the cows, but it's off my daily things. But for me, that's one of the nice things I like to do.
Well, we'll make note of that in the States, Meino, because we need more of that here. What will you be doing in 10 years?
Oh my gosh, then I'm 57. And I think I'm still in the industry, but I don't have an idea what I will do in the weekend. So it's 10 years, it's a long time.
I think that's fair. I think it's a very mean question. When I ask my children that, they get mad at me. So you don't have to answer that. But I thought I love it when somebody says, I want Tim Abbott's job, or I want to own your company, Tim. I thought maybe you'd come after me directly.
It was possible, but I think I keep it open.
So the last question, and this is really tough. I'd like you to tell us one of your favorite cows and one of your favorite bulls.
Yes, and that's a hard question, honestly. Yes, as you know, I'm at Holstein International. We see many cows. We hear about many bulls. But I know as well the world is there are so many farmers around the world, all with different needs, etc. So for me, there's no favorite cow or favorite bull, but the cow or the bull that makes the farmer happy, because that's the most important thing. It makes no sense what my favorites are.
That's a great answer, actually. Your favorite cow should be the cow that makes you the happiest, right? And each farmer is different.
Yes.
That is very political. I would say that's as safe an answer as you could possibly have, I know. So
yeah, it's a kind of political correct answer. You didn't expect.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I thought maybe it was going to be a little tougher than that, but well done on that. So to wrap up this discussion, it has been delightful. I think our listeners will love this, Meino, to get to know you a little bit better. I want to give you just a couple minutes to finish with your final thought about the industry, about the future, about just where the dairy cow is going and the future of our business. Have you got just a few things to leave with our listeners that'll make us go to bed tonight thinking about, she's really right?
I think it's important that we should be on speaking terms, of course, with the industry, but also the people from outside the industry. I think that's the most important thing we can do, because we are doing a lot of fantastic things in our industry. We're making cows better. We think we have a lot of rules, but I think it's not clear for the buyers or the people outside our industry what we are doing. And I think it should be black or white, but we should sell our industry more to outside the industry. And I think that's the most important thing the entire industry can do. And all people who are working in the Holstein world, in the farmers, who is a farmer, be open, be kind, and show what you're doing on the right way. And don't be aggressive, but just open communication.
That wasn't what I expected. It was 10 times better than I expected, because Meino, I can't sell semen or embryos. You can't sell advertising. We can't sell feed. We can't sell additives unless we sell our product. And I think too many times we forget we have the product the whole world wants to feed the world in our dairy cow. And milk and cheese and yogurt and butter and all the ice cream, all the things we sell. I think we have to send the message to people. And I think too many times we forget that. And I think in our industry, at the top end of the breeding world, or the top end of the showing world, or the top end of the genetic world, we've got to tell people about that, because I don't think they know how much science and how much energy goes into making that glass of milk.
That's true. And I think it's good to communicate it with the rest of the world, what we are doing. And we are not in an old-fashioned industry, but I think we are in one of the most important industries around the world.
We need to wrap up on that note, Meino. You've had such powerful messages to our listeners. We have thousands of listeners all over the world that are appreciating these stories that we're telling as we sit on our Showbox and visit. Your information about sales and relationships, marketing, and then you finish with a very powerful bang about what makes us all allowed to be in this business. I personally want to thank one of my dear friends in the business, Meino Annema from Holstein International, for spending time with us. It's been a delightful interview, and I think we're going to set a new record with listenership, Meino, so thank you.
Thank you. It was fantastic. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for listening to this most recent edition of the Showbox Sires series, The Evolution of the Great Cow. We talk about every issue that we produce, putting the legs under the table of our industry. We talk about genetics. We talk about marketing. We talk about communication. All the things that we need as operations to make us better. And today, I think we really delved into one of the most important pieces that we can have in the business. So we thank you for listening to this edition and hope you'll join us for future podcasts on dairy business, the future of the dairy industry.